Good morning and welcome to Channel 4 and S4C, where programmes from the IBA's Engineering Division in Crawley Court in Winchester will begin in just over 2 minutes. Hello and good morning to you from the IBA's Crawley Court office here in Winchester, with a programme of engineering announcements for the radio and television trade. In today's bulletin, NICAM Digital Stereo begins transmissions in at least 2 areas on ITV and Channel 4, and there will be details of plans for further hours of broadcasting for Channel 4 and S4C. But we begin with an explanation about a new service which we're beginning called NICAM Digital Stereo, which we are hoping to re-equip all of our transmitters to receive at least by the end of the current franchise period. NICAM Digital Stereo will begin transmissions this week from the transmitter areas served by Thames and London Weekend Television and Yorkshire on Channel 4 and ITV. We're hoping that at this particular stage 25% of the country will be able to receive NICAM by the end of 1989, with a further 75% being able to receive it by the end of 1990, and further transmitter relay stations will be equipped with this by the end of at least 1992. So if you have a very special television set which will be equipped to receive NICAM Digital Stereo, these should be available in the shops very soon, with Bremer estimating that the majority of the country will be able to receive such sets. And now we've news of further broadcasting hours for Channel 4 and S4C, which will begin in April 1989. We're going to be switching on the transmitters to Channel 4 and S4C from 5 every morning from April 1989. We're going to be transmitting a selection of Fortel and Spectel and Oracle teletext pages with some music before handing over to the test card at 5:55. Engineering announcements will therefore be transmitted on Channel 4 and S4C at 5:45 on Tuesday mornings from now on, up until the time when we will be taken over by a new company called National Transcommunications Limited, or NTL for short, where they will be able to provide the transmitter links to ITV and Channel 4 from the end of 1990. But in the meantime, if you can't catch our programmes, if you won't be able to get up that early, then details as ever of existing transmitter maintenance work and progress on NICAM Digital Stereo will remain on our Oracle pages on 297 on ITV and 697 on Channel 4 and S4C. Our address and telephone contact details are also on these pages. That's it from the IBA's Engineering Division for this week. The next programme on Channel 4 and S4C will be our schools programmes, which will begin at 9:30. So between now and then we're going to return you to a trade test transmission and some music. Goodbye.